Yes, a very good evening to all. So let's discuss about history civics. As we have been talking about this subject as it's a theory subject, and we have to concentrate basically on the keywords, on the key points. So let's talk about this. Starting with it, first I'll show you uh, about the website. Okay, which website and which particular pages we have to go through. So let's see. Yes, good evening to all. So yes, here is a photo. I've taken a screenshot, first of all, where you can see the website. So the website is cisce.org. ORG. We all know it. This is the official website of our council. Okay. And here in this website, we have to just scroll down and we have to reach over here. That is analysis of pupil performance for ICSC. So you have to go to this point, analysis of pupil performance, where we'll get the analysis, we'll get the tips, the points of the last years. As you can see, that is from the year 2014, 15, 16. So you can basically refer the recent last years, that is the 2019 and 2020. So I'll be showing you about the analysis of the year 2020, that is last year, where we'll be getting some tips, some important points that how we need to write down the particular answers, how the paper presentation should be there, and next, which particular chapters has more weightage and how we have to perform in our subject. So I hope you're clear. You have to visit the website cisc.org, and under this website, you have to reach to the analysis of pupil performance. Now let's start with it. Okay, I'll show you the website. That is this page once again. So here is the page. We have to scroll down to this website and reach to the point of analysis of the pupil performance. I hope my screen is clear enough, students. Okay. Okay, fine. So I'll be opening the PDF of year 2020. Let's see. So this is how the PDF is going to appear. That is year 2020 examination, analysis of pupil performance, where you will be having a specimen paper, okay? History civics, and here you will be having a paper which is well defined according to the marking scheme. They have shown that how many points to be written down, and I have highlighted those points. So let's discuss the paper now. First of all, before jumping to the paper, I forgot, talking about history as a subject, I have been telling you throughout the lectures as well, always concentrate on the specific key points. There is no need to write down the extra points. If there is 3 marks long answer, you have to concentrate and you have to write down only the 3 key points, 3 or 4 key points. Theory subjects, especially like history civics, requires exact keywords. So let's begin with the first question, that is the one-liners of the civic section. So here you can see, I have highlighted any 2 sessions can be mentioned. You can see the marking scheme. They have shown it very well that one-liners requires only 1 or 2 specific points. You don't need to write down the whole content. Just write down the exact keyword. So here when we are talking about this, for example, the question was asked for the sessions. How many sessions are there during the House meeting when the Parliament meets? Okay. So here there are normally 3 sessions and the House meets at least twice a year. The sessions are budget or summer session, winter session, and monsoon session. This is the whole detail of the sessions of the Parliament of the House. But here, since it's one line answer, 1 mark question, you have to mention any 2 sessions, you have to mention any 2 points. Same way, going to the one more answer where I have highlighted 1 more point, that is any 1 point. So same, what I'm saying is, in the 1-line questions, you have to specifically mention any 1 point or particularly 2 points. The same implies for the 2 marks questions of history section. I hope you can clearly see over here. So let's take this answer. Any 2 contributions of Bipin Chandra Pal. So the question was, mention any 2 contributions. Now all these contributions have been mentioned over here. But once again, any 2 points. Mention what is asked. Any 2 points, write it down, get the 2 marks. No need to attempt for extra points since we have long answers to attempt ahead. Okay. So make sure you write point to point answers and grab your marks. Now, moving towards, as you can see, all the answers. Okay, I have specified that any 2 points. You can see over here, I have highlighted any 2 points. So you can see that all the answers require the exact points. Same I'll show you for the brief answers, that is the long answers. Just a minute, students. Yes, students, sorry for the interruption. I hope my screen is clear enough now. Okay, please let me know. Okay. Yes. Below the reduced syllabus, when you visit the website, just scroll down. Below the reduced syllabus, you will get the folder of analysis of pupil performance. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yes, so as I was talking about the keywords and key points, so I have highlighted everywhere that if the question is for 3 marks or 4 marks, mention any 4 points or 3 points. Okay, so everywhere you can be finding over here, I have highlighted these points because when we talk about a particular topic, here when we talk about the executive powers, there are a lot of points in the executive powers, but the question is asked for 4 marks. So any 4 points which you can retain, which you can remember very well, can be written down in this subject. So same way, the same rule we have to follow throughout the paper, the whole 80 marks paper. And now moving directly towards the last and important points to be remembered for the overall paper. First, let's go over here, that is suggestions for students. This is what you will find in the analysis. So suggestion for students, what we have to concentrate is history is based on the chronology of events. Undoubtedly, history is such a subject where you have to remember all the important names, including when I talk about names, it means the names of the leaders, the names of the important movements. Since our history is all about contemporary world history, 10th standard history is contemporary world history. So here we have to remember a lot of important movements, okay, non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, right, quit India movement. Chronology of events and dates. This all will be step by step. Our first chapter, First War of Independence, 1857, se lekar, the last chapter, that is United Nations. All the chapters has a chronology. First, we'll start with the dates of 1857. The next chapter goes for the dates of the 19th century, where the growth of nationalism, the freedom struggle started, where we'll be talking about the assertive leaders, the early nationalist leaders. So when you plan this way, when we plan our notes in a proper chronological order, it'll be very easy to remember the sequence of the events. पहले फर्स्ट वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस हुआ. Next, after that, the social religious movement started by Rajaram Mohan Roy, Jyotirao Phule. Next, another reformers, that is assertive leaders, early nationalist leaders, then Mahatma Gandhian era, right? So this is how you have to remember the points. Very important. Look over here, mark and underline the keywords. I have always been telling you, when you present your paper, theory papers are well presented when you underline the key points, when you highlight the keywords. That is where the teachers will be clear with your views. Okay? And also, for your betterment, you have to attend some assessments. Keep on solving the last papers, that is the last year papers. Keep on solving the answer, writing down the answers which you are not able to retain. Okay? If a particular chapter is not properly understood by you, sorry, then you can write down the answers, learn that answer, write it down. This is how the theory subject is going to be clear. Very important over here, follow the scope of syllabus. We are going to stick to the scope of syllabus and we are going to study that limited portion. And lastly, do not write unwanted details in an answer. As I am telling you since the start of the session, no unwanted details are required. 1 mark, 1 point. 2 marks, 2 specific points. 3 or 4 mark long answers, those 3 or 4 specific points. Now, next. Which chapters you will be concentrating on? That is, what is the weightage of the overall subject? Talking about civics first, sessions and quorums. These are the important topics which usually students get confused or we have much of it to remember. So sessions and quorums from the Union Parliament. Next, the body that decides the major policies of the government. That is, they are talking about the whole chapter Union Parliament. Very, very important. Difference between the cabinet ministers and the council of ministers. Now this is the point from the chapter Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. ये chapter में important point यही है that you should be clear with the difference of the responsibilities of cabinet ministers and the responsibilities of the Council of Ministers. Now coming to the part of history. Difference between methods adopted by the early nationalist and aggressive nationalist. Aggressive is assertive nationalist. I have been telling you students, ये जो chapter number 3 and 4 है, these two chapters have two important points, that is the 6 different leaders. एक chapter में से एक important point ये है that contributions should be well understood. Contributions आपके बहुत अच्छे से होने चाहिए. That is the trio Lal Bal Pal, and from the early nationalists, Surendranath Banerjee, Dadabhai Naoroji, and Gopal Krishna Gokhale. 6 leaders, remember their contributions. You are half the way for first 4 chapters. You are done and prepared with it. Next, moving is objectives of the INA and forward blocks. These 2 chapters, according to the new revised syllabus, has only objectives to remember. So make sure you are well versed with the objectives of Indian National Army and the forward block. Now coming to the World War I and World War II. You have to remember the main causes. World War I and II के causes एकदम अच्छे से आपके prepared होने चाहिए. Those are the important questions always asked for. Okay. Next, the second last point, that is clauses of Mountbatten Plan and Indian Independence Act. From this chapter, clauses are very, very important. Clauses ही है, 10 clause होते हैं Mountbatten Plan के and 10 clause है Indian Independence Act के. Clauses should be well worked because one clause can be asked for 2 marks question. So make sure all the clauses are clear enough. And finally, the Treaty of Versailles. See students, these are the important topics which are asked on and off. If you go through the last year papers as well, these are the points which are always, questions which are asked always. That is Treaty of Versailles, causes of World War I and II. Okay, from the civic session, the powers, the legislative powers of the Union Parliament, the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha, very, very important. Civic section में से exclusive powers of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is very important. Okay, and when we talk about the last chapter of civics, that is Supreme Court, the power of judicial review and the revisory power of the Supreme Court. These topics are usually less covered when we tend to attempt the papers. Okay, we have seen throughout the papers, they always ask for the original jurisdiction, for the appellate jurisdiction, but these points are less likely to be covered, but make sure you are thorough with it. So when you visit this analysis, the PDF of this analysis of pupil performance, all we have to concentrate is on these topics which tend to be difficult or confusing as students. Also, these topics needs to be clear enough. And lastly, the suggestions. As I told you, theory subject here, stick to the points and make sure you remember all the events, important dates, important names, and organizations. History में ये 4 चीज बहुत important है. Leaders के names, movements के names, years, कौन से year में क्या incident हुआ था, and lastly organizations. which leader formed particular organization, or on the world level, the organizations like United Nations. So this is all about history civics, okay, and the topics to be remembered. Any doubts, students, then please let me know in the chat box. Yes, when the question is asked for 3 or 4 marks, the long answers, and when they ask you to mention 3 causes, for example, they ask you to mention 3 causes of World War I. That does not mean you have to just write down the 3 headers. You have to mention the 3 causes as well as you have to explain the subpoints. That is all about the long answers. But अगर same question 2 marks के लिए पूछा गया है तो सिर्फ 2 headers ही लिख कर आओ. Yes, one-liners require only 1 or 2 points. Okay. Any other doubt, students? Then please let me know. Yes, Chirag sir, I'm done with my session. This was all about history and civics. Okay, the website. The website is cisce.org. Okay. Yes, Chirag sir. Okay, yes, I'll pass it to Nikhil sir. Nikhil sir will take over. Okay.
Hello everyone, good evening once again, and I'm pretty much sure most of the things have been covered by Vijay ma'am in history and Kaushal sir as well. Good evening once again to all of you. Before we begin, I am sharing something with you on the chat box. I want everyone to pay attention to that. I'll explain it to all of you what exactly it is, and then I'll be sharing the entire analysis. Okay, students, I hope you're able to see the message which I've sent you. Okay, if you can see out there, these are something important things which I wanted to pay attention to. Okay, I'll before I go to analysis, I'll quickly give you a gist of it. Certain important things, especially for topography as well as 10 marks for map marking. Your technical terms and signs and symbols, especially when it comes to identification, are very much important for your geography. Eastings are going to be first. If you remember, double E, then N. So eastings has to be written first and northings to be written last. Then comes your units, which are to be mentioned upon. When I say the word units, for example, distance is to be mentioned in kilometers. Area has to be mentioned in square kilometers. Likewise, the directions, if you remember, north, west, south, east. So when I say north, south, west, east, we also have northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast. So this is going to be helping you to identify when you are going from one place to another. I've typed it and kept it ready for all of you. Okay. Along with this, you also need to understand the colors which have been given to you. For example, yellow wash identifies as agricultural land. Green is basically where forest and forest products are supposed to be taken into consideration. So the same has been mentioned in your textbook. If you open the textbook in the initial pages, and also we mentioned the same in MTID solution. Along with this, we also have mentioned the purposes of the occupation which have been followed upon by that. Even we mentioned upon the vegetations, what are the vegetations, how do you identify them, everything. Okay. All right. Children, am I audible now? Sorry, I think there is some. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry. I think there was some internet issue in between, so I probably must have lost you. I hope now it is clear. Okay, great. So I'll just quickly go ahead with another thing. So vegetations, your roads, your metal roads, as well as your when it comes to the roads which are to be identified, car track, back track, they will also help you to understand the overall development of the place. Plus, any professional activities, for example, dispensary is present, police stations are there, PTO is there. So that will also help you to understand the development of that area. When it comes to 10 marks of map marking, colors are to be very carefully chosen and to be written, marked, I'm sorry, and that has already been provided to you all when we were doing the map marking. Plus, precise markings are to be there. I'll show you when I show you the analysis, will come to know why am I saying that. Because sometimes when we go beyond the boundaries, at times they can give you wrong for that. Capital letters are to be written when you are marking any particular river, any particular marking. Arrows are to be pointing towards the place, whether it is any particular marking you're doing, river, your winds, any particular thing, right? So these are small pointers. Now I'll go a little bit more in detail. Okay. Now coming back to it, of course, when it comes to your analysis, I think there was some issue part, but now I think it has been sorted out. Raj, I'll come to all your queries, children. Just give me a minute. I'll first complete the analysis, then I'll come back to your query. Just give me a minute for that. Okay. So students have highlighted certain important pointers for all of you. Okay, just have a look at that. Okay, that was a question. I'm not going in the question answers for today, as we don't have that much amount of time. So my entire focus will be on your 20 marks of topo and 10 marks of map marking. The question answers, why am I not going? Because everyone has a different approach towards the questions and the choices are different. So I'm not going too much in detail. Let me go quickly to the analysis of the topography, what they've done. See, most of the 4-figure grid is not a problem. You can easily identify that. 6-figure grid, any which is not there for this year's syllabus. So you are still in a comfortable position. But the problem what they have identified in topography is that sometimes the candidates, instead of identifying the pattern, okay, they are not able to describe it. They are not able to mention the types. Dendritic, radial. So they are not able to mention that. Rather, they have been writing radical, centripetal, directions, and then trellis, dendritic, like that. So you have to be very careful with the term. That's the reason I mentioned it in the first part. You have to talk about the precision of the terms. Okay. Several candidates also mentioned about the settlements which have been there. So they wrote nuclear, linear, houses. That is wrong. It's a settlement. House is a singular part. Settlement is a cluster of all of them. So these are small things. Although it is scoring, but you have to be very careful with. Likewise, for 281. Now, some candidates, instead of identifying it as spot heights, wrote that it is a height, approximate height, it is a longitude, which is a little difficult for me to understand. So you have to be very careful with the signs and symbols. That again comes to it that if you are not prepared with the signs and symbols, you'll face a tough time. Signs and symbols are also mentioned below in your map, but not all of them, only selective few. And if you are able to know them and if you know maximum of your signs and symbols, you won't face a problem. But if you're going on and searching for each and every symbols, trust me, that will consume a lot of time for you. And that's going to be equally difficult. So you will waste a lot of time for that, right? Majority of the candidates could identify the man-made features correct. You know, the very big $1,000,000 question. Sir, trees को हमें man-made में लिखना है या natural में लिखना है? Features identify करने को बोला, तो my answer is दोनों में मत लिखो. So it may be that the tree might be grown by human efforts. It's a natural feature, but why you want to mention about trees? They are looking forward for some other answers apart from trees. So avoid writing tree. Anything else is fine. Okay, so you can write about the drainage patterns, you can write about the trellis, rivers, any particular thing what you can see out there. When sand, as a matter of fact, anything is natural features. Okay, so some candidates did write trees, rivers instead of stream, contour lines, or ridge. So this is what you have to pay attention to. Most of the candidates also wrote the significance of fire line correctly, which was being asked upon. Some candidates, however, wrote the meaning instead of significance. Now you have to be very careful. Now they've asked you why is fire line important. Fire line prevents the fire from spreading towards the forest areas. That is the main purpose of having the fire line out there. And that is the significance of that. But if you are mentioning the entire meaning, it is of no use because significance like importance in that, right? Majority of the candidates did not write the significance of water body which was being found. So several candidates have been writing the name of the reservoir. You cannot write down because which has been found is identified as a tank. You can mention it about as a well, whatever we mentioned about. So you have to be specifying that and not the name of that particular tank, right? Okay, I think someone is using Lavya. I'll come to your query. It's a 2019 map, children. I understand you all have a lot of doubts. Just give me a minute. Let me complete the part. I'll take your doubts again. Please keep it handy. Okay. I'll come back to your queries. Please ensure that children, you are also for listening to me. All right. Coming back to it, when it comes to calculating the area, everything was right until the units was not mentioned. If you are not writing the units, wrong. That's the reason I specified distance and kilometers, areas and square kilometer or kilometer square, right? Then one of the questions that also asks you that how can you say that the water is unfit for drinking? So someone wrote it's dirty, it's polluted, it's contaminated. First and foremost, when can that be possible? When there is some industrial area in the surrounding region, which is not the case out here. Now, when it comes to contamination, it is only because the water is too salty for any human beings to consume. So they are not able to drink it. It's not fit for drinking because too much of salt cannot be taken by your body. So hence it is a contaminated water. It's a contaminated water in such a way that you'll find that there's a lot of algae formation out there, right? But nevertheless, it's unfit. So you have to be very careful while mentioning about that. When you've been told about understanding about the causeways, children will be able to do it. But instead of causeway, a lot of people have been writing about bridge. It's wrong. You have to be very careful with what you are writing. Okay. Yes, children. Yes, I'll come back to children. I understand you all have a lot of doubts. I'm not able to check. I'm not able to continue further. Others also there in the forum. Let me first complete that part, what I have to talk about. I'll come back to your queries. I'll address to it. Don't worry. Okay, just give me some time. All right. So let's go back again to what we were discussing. So candidates wrote tube well. There is no such thing as tube well. Why do you want to mention that? It is lined perennial well is what you have to mention. It can be lined, it can be unlined. The symbols have been mentioned for you. Perennial can easily be identified with a blue colored dot or coloring in the dot. Nevertheless, most candidates also wrote the correct occupation. However, some candidates wrote animal rearing and forestry, having overlooking the word main occupation. When I say main occupation, you have to look at the entire map or until unless you specify a particular grid. For example, 0208 में जो grid है, उसमें जो main occupation वो आपको ढूंढना है. So then you have to identify what is the majority being found. In most of the cases, you will find that occupation will be agriculture. 90% of the cases. 10% will vary in case if there is some government jobs, a lot of forest areas are there or white patches are there, then animal rearing and forestry can come. See children, when I talk about topography map, it is just about visualizing, understanding and interpreting the map. If you've done that, you will not face any problem as such, right? Again, majority of the candidates were able to write most of the important sediments. That was not a problem, the type of sediment pattern. Although the reason to support the selection of most important sediment was also to be mentioning upon. If you don't write down that, your marks should be deducted. Another very important question. Some candidates have wrote the mode of transportation, the means of transportation. So what is the mode? Cars, car, automobile. What is means? Roadways, railways, waterways, airways. Don't get confused between them. You have to be very careful with understanding and interpreting the question. Okay, so be careful with that. All right, let's go down. So that was again the last question. The answers are already mentioning or they've been given to you. I'll just quickly come to the map part which has been, and then I'll address your queries. Okay. Now, when I talk about the Gangetic Plain, which has to be marked upon in several answer scripts, the shading was going a little bit up towards Nepal, a little bit towards Bangladesh. You have to be very careful while choosing that. A few candidates were able to mark the latter side precisely in North India. shading of the area at times goes a little haywire, up, down, little sideways. So that makes a little problem. A few candidates were able to mark it properly, but when it comes to triangle, now remember, it's a mountain range. Range is to be shown in a line, elongated line. Whereas a peak has to be identified or denoted with the help of a triangle. Do not interchange. That's where you lose out your mark. Despite the fact you located perfectly, this silly mistake can make you lose your marks. Candidates were able to not identify the Park Strait. Now, where do we find that? Of course, it is going to be found when it comes to Park Strait and Gulf of Mannar. You cannot merge them together. It has to be towards India and Sri Lanka. So you have to be very careful with that marking. You have to practice map. You can't just randomly go कि मुझे सब आता है, अंदर जाओगे एग्जाम में ये सोच के सब आता है फिर मार्क्स ही नहीं आता है. So be careful with it, right? Because Mumbai, when you're marking, has to be on shore. Don't mark it in the sea. Mumbai sea ke andar nahi hai, sea ke coast pe hai. So that is where you have to mark it carefully. When the passes are to be marked, you have to use inverted brackets and not equal to sign. I'll just show you what exactly I'm trying to say. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not able to annotate. Just a second. Okay, I think there's some issue. Anyways, so basically what I'm trying to say is two inverted brackets, okay, right opposite to each other is what you have to mark for Natula bars or any other bars. Don't use equal to signs like that, okay. Digboy was proper, it's not a problem as such, you can easily mark that, okay, but just ensure that you are marking not too close to the river. Be careful with that. Deccan Plateau, not a problem much, except for the fact that you at times are touching the coastline. Remember, it's plateau, it is within the coastline. It is within the ghats. So you have to ensure that you're marking accordingly. Also, it has to be marked in a triangulated form. Okay, it's an inverted triangle. Indus was not a problem, but while marking, at times selective people also marked it towards Jhelum. So be careful with that. That's how your marking should be. Okay, you can see how the arrows are pointing towards a particular marking out. This is the inverted bracket which I was talking about, right? I am not going into question answer, children. If you want, I'll of course take another session. I'll talk to Chirag sir as well if any doubts are there for that. Today, my entire precise point was that your topo and map should be taken care of, which is for 30 marks. And I don't want you to lose out on that. Okay. Yes, if you all have any queries, you may go ahead and ask me. I'll quickly take our queries. Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'll just go back to the chart just a second. Okay. Can you use pencils for the map marking? Yes, you can, but my suggestion is go for color pencils. They're more legible, seen and neat as well. You can write outside the map if there is no place, but I think this will be less congested, so you will find place. So don't worry about it. If we don't have color pencil, anything, we have forgotten it. So anything can we do? Soumya, please don't ask me such questions that you have forgotten your color pencil. You are not in that position. So you're writing a board examination. Please don't give me that excuse. Right? River not allowed to write. Of course, you have to write down river. R, you can mention it with R. That's fine. We can write about surveytory natural. I would not recommend you to write over surveytory. Although it's a natural, it's a tree end of the day. So don't do that. Davya answered the question. It's a 2019 map which we were discussing. Is unlined perennial well natural or man-made? If it's an unlined perennial well, it's a man-made thing. Okay. Rani has a question. I'll let you know, Rani. I'll advise you. Don't worry about it. You can share it with Swati. We can mention about brackets. Yes, you can. I would know that in my prelim paper school, it was to mark oil field. So should I mark Digboy? Yes, you can. Digboy is an oil field. Not a problem. Sir, in there, we are not supposed to write linear, right? No, you can, of course. Can we define and write significance to example fire line? You don't have to define. That's what I'm saying, Shefali. Do not, if they have not asked. Don't go extra. Whatever has been asked, just stick to that. Well, the alternative was for forestry. There is no alternative word for forest here, sir, but forest and forest products we can write it down. Is it okay to use pencil for map? I just answered that question. I have a problem in topo. Can we have a session together for that? For Vidisha, I want you to first practice that. I have already taken topo sessions and doubt solving. Rest, I'll speak to you accordingly. How to distinguish whether well is perennial or not? Very simple. Perennial well will be with blue color, and if it's not blue color, means color under blue color nahi mark kiya, it's an unlined perennial well. And perennial, अगर आपको identify करना है तो color blue होना चाहिए, नहीं है तो unperennial. It's not a perennial well, it's a dry well. In topo, how do we know if it's a particular place is in the right or left of the river? Okay, when it comes to a river, for example, first and foremost, identify the spot heights. समझो अगर आपका spot heights यहाँ है, okay, let's say 243, 230, 230, 229 like that. So the decreasing spot heights are there, right, from northeast to southwest. So a river is flowing in this direction. If a river is flowing in this direction, this becomes your left hand side, and this becomes your right hand side tributary. और रिवर अगर ऊपर के साइड पे जा रहा है तो दिस बिकम्स अ राइट एंड दिस बिकम्स अ लेफ्ट साइड. You have to go with the flow of the river to identify that. Okay. Sadiq, in unlined perennial well, okay, I just answered that question for alternative forest. Just a second, children. How to distinguish with the well? I answered that question. How do we know if a particular place is right or left? I just answered that. Is unlined perennial well natural or man-made? I answered that question. Where to mark the oil field path? You have to mark according to the question which has been asked. Big boy pucha hai, koi nahi pucha waisa. Can you repeat the reason for contaminated water? Big boy is out of scope. Although it is, yes, but still, I was just discussing that. The reason for contamination of water is due to excessive salt present in the water. Brackish water, as we say. We have done all chapter board questions. So should we start? Yes, you can start with the whole board paper as well, Varshil. Finding difficult to understand whether I went or can I send PDF? Yes, you can. Section B, the chapters, question will be out of scope or no? Yes, it will be as per the revised syllabus. For map, we need to use horizontal line only. Yes, horizontal is preferable. A teacher is asked to draw a map key or the map. No need for drawing a map for anything. It is economically backward. Economically backward agar hoga, just a lack of metal load hai, for example, lack of any dispensary or government bodies are there, too much of agricultural land is there, select limited amount of settlements are there. These are different examples of that. How many occupation? They will ask you any one, probably two. So whatever has been asked upon accordingly, right? All right. Anyone else having any doubts in case if I missed upon? Apart from last 10 years people, where can I get topo practice sessions? You can take it from behind your textbook also. Then there are books which have been provided. You can take that. Plus we have other external questions which will be coming to you. So prelim ke papers of solve for semi-prelim 1 and 2. That's fine. Okay, sometimes the grid is given half at the start of the map. So how do we calculate? Don't worry, in the boards, they will be giving you proper grids. There will be no deduction in that. Will questions be asked out of scope? No, they will not be asking out of scope. How to know the main mode of income? Main mode of income will be only based upon that of what is being asked upon children. Okay. So sorry. I just missed upon that. In exam, should we take the topo book? Topo maps should be given to you as such. Sipu Nadi is in the middle course, give reason. Sipu Nadi is in middle course because of the river having its altitude. If you see the decreasing spot heights, it easily shows you that. Plus in surrounding area, there are so many other different settlements which have been located, which is only found in the middle coast. Plus agriculture is possible. Middle coast के वहाँ पे agriculture को ऊपर के area में agriculture नहीं होता है. ठीक है, that's an answer for you. Many maps had such grade. I know Abdullah, but board will not have that question. Don't worry about it. Other students, I think a lot of questions have been there. We don't have that much amount of time. I would suggest, if that is the case, we'll take another session. I'll be there with you all. Whatever queries are there, we'll take care of that. Please ensure that you are supposed to practicing more and more. Do they repeat the same topo with different question? Yes, benefit they do. It's 45 D10 or D7, but questions can be framed upon as and when they want it. Right. Okay. Yes, Abdullah, 2014 board paper beta, but board ke papers ke aapko nahi milega kata hua. Don't worry, Abdullah. Don't get panic. The others are also writing the board examination. You will not get a deducted map. Don't worry about that. But any book is fine with prelims. आप कोई भी book solve कर सकते हो. Map same ही रहेगा सबका. You are not allowed to write the river because it was specified as stream. वो river नहीं था, वो stream था करके they expect you to be precise, that you have to be precisely mentioning that. Slopes to need to be practiced. Don't worry, just dental and steep slope आपको पता होना चाहिए. That's it. Okay. About prelim 1 topo, Chirag sir, I'll mention about that. I'm yet to just identify. I'll mention about it. I'll be, children, in your question paper when you're writing a prelim examination, I'll be specifying the year. Okay, कौन से year का आपका topo map आपको refer करना है. For example, 2010, 11, 12 जो board का रहेगा उसी को आपको use करना है. I'll also specify the eastings and northings for that. Okay, so I'll specify that. Okay, don't worry about it. Children, I have to pass on. Chirag sir, should I be continuing with the doubts because there are a lot of queries being asked? Should I take another session after that? Later on some other day? Chirag sir, could you please let me know for that? Okay. Raj, if there are 6 are near the well, can we write bottom top in the sense it's going to be top. Sorry, can we use color shading? Yes, you can. I have Candid book. Is there the board paper path? Which book are you using? Candid में topo का book है तो board का question paper रहेगा. Yes, I just give me a second, children. Alright, students, am I now audible? Please let me know if I'm audible and visible now. Okay. So can we say due to the presence of meanders and tributary, the main river is in the middle? You can mention that, Sadik. That also depends upon where exactly is that map. What map are we talking about? So it can be a possibility. It cannot, depending upon the map, what is going to be there. How do we write which embankment? Is it of left, right, or right? As I mentioned, Abdullah, river ko pehle aapko identify karna hai. If the river is flowing from northwest to southeast in this particular direction, so what obvious hai, ye river aisa ja raha hai, to ye uska left bank tributary ho gaya, ye uska right bank tributary ho gaya. If the river is flowing right from south to north, तो ये बन जाता left bank tributary, ये बन जाता right bank tributary. This is only possible how to identify through spot heights. आजू बाजू के spot heights देखो, जहाँ पे spot height ज्यादा है, जहाँ पे कम है, river will always move from a heighted area to the low heighted area. So river will go like this. So this becomes your left, this becomes your right. The river is going in this direction, this becomes left, this becomes your right. That is how you have to identify it. I hope now it is clear, Abdullah. Peak has to be marked with a triangle only, strictly, Shafali. If there are then any lined wells, does it contribute to any areas economic backwardness? Nothing like that. It also depends upon the availability of water. So it is nothing related to backwardness. Agriculture and other areas, lack of metal roads is basically backwardness. When can a river be in the middle course? Vedika, I answer the same question right now. The middle course can only be possible if the river is supposed to be seen to be either towards agricultural land. It is already coming out from the mountain. It is in between the schools. So wherever you find an ample amount of agricultural land surrounding it, it automatically is the middle course. Another one is that, as rightly said, in one of the cases, you can also mention that the meanders or a tributary is meeting another river. So usually that takes place in the middle course. The map can be right outside the borderline of the map if there is no place. Harsh, I answer the same question, child. When I say outside, पहली बात तो आपको border में अच्छा खासा जगह दिया जाएगा. You can easily fit in that. You don't need to go beyond the border lines. Until unless it is required, try to angle yourself in such a way that you can easily write it. ऐसा नहीं कि ऐसा ही लिखना. You can write a slant also, and that will be manageable. Okay. All right. Is there anyone who has any other doubts, student? I can go ahead and help you out. Raj, please go ahead and ask me a question. That we have to mention above the ground or below the ground level or sea level. No, you have to mention mean sea level. Okay, Raj, that has to be mentioned. Can you share the list of definition for topography? I'll try my level best, Sakshi. I'll create some and I'll share it. Not committing, I'll try if possible. In transport, we have to learn port's name. Yes, you should know the names because they may be asked you for examples. Why the maps are only 45 D7 and D10 are used? Because Sadik, these two maps have been selected by the ICC Council, and only these two are to be mentioned. These two are to be taken for reference. Certain population can be marked approx. You can, but my suggestion is that jitna ho sake precise karo. When do we have to use relative depth and relative height? Relative depth, if for example it's a 3R. Okay, there is a well, there is an embankment. The well and uske baaju mein 3R blue mein likha hai. It's a relative depth of the well. That is 3 meters. And if it's an embankment and it is written in black or brown, then it is a relative height of that embankment. So that is how you have to identify. Blue color is depth and brown or black color is height. For mode of transportation, we have to write metal roads, etc. or railways. Modes and means. When abhi aapko samjhaya tha, Achal, I just explained the same thing to you all. When it comes to modes or means, okay, modes is going to be roadways, railways, waterway. Means is going to be which road is being utilized, metal hai, then car track hai, back track hai, like that. If distance between two places is asked, from which point we should measure with thread. First and foremost, thread wala hai hi nahi. It is no more of indirect distance I'll be given to you. Only direct distance is there. It will be mentioned in the syllabus. So 2 points will be given. Take the scale point from A to point B. Whatever distance is going to be coming, take it in centimeters, convert it into kilometers. In minutes, how many distribution do we need to learn? Minimum of 4. For good practice for climate chapter, should we prefer empty books more or school textbooks? School textbook is one reading, and empty books will be covering all your types of questions. I think that will be sufficient enough. Which area can be marked in South India, which is densely populated region or area? So in that case, you can mark it in Tamil Nadu. If it's South India, Tamil Nadu is a densely populated state as such. How many chapters needs to be learned thoroughly in section B? Rani, as I mentioned, 5 is minimum, and in my suggestion, it should be minimum of 7. Okay, including this 5 plus 2. 2 as a backup. Okay, so 7 combination of chapters हम कहते हैं ना वो आप use करो. While measuring the distance, direct distance, should we take the middle of each location or the end point? For example, if you're taking end to end, or you take the start to start. So ऐसा नहीं एक का एंड एक का स्टार्ट ले रहे हो, नहीं 2 पॉइंट है, इसका एंड आपने लिया तो इसका स्टार्ट आप लोगे, बिकॉज यहाँ से आप शुरू करोगे यहाँ पे आप पढ़ोगे. So take the end and start from it, you will have the same measurements to it. Thank you, Yog. Diagram based question will not be asked as such. If you want to draw, you can, but there is no requirement for that. You don't need to draw that. Agar aapke paas time and you want to make it, that's fine. There's no diagrams will be asked upon in geography, so be research. Only map market is there. Yes, Shafali, I'll just ask you if anyone has any more doubts I can address to. Wow, Ayan will take that discussion later, but I'm really proud of you for scoring that score. That's a really good score. Chirag sir, should we continue? Because I think all the doubts have been done. Should I make it a host, sir? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Take care and wishing you all the very best. God bless you all. Abdul, I'm sorry, did I miss out? Just a second, sir. This is addressed to Abdullah's question. So how to write, give reason perfectly, especially from climate and some other chapters. That's where I lost the mark mostly. Abdullah, in that case, please refer to an MPEdu solution. Perfectly all the points have been given to you. Just refer to that and your problem will be solved. Just write down word to word from them and I think your doubts will be clear. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you all. Take care. See you around. Bye-bye. Sir, I'm making you the host, sir. Yeah. Bye, everyone. Take care. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nikhil, sir. Guys, I hope I'm audible and visible as well. Yeah. So we started at 7. I know it's already 8:40, right? But we'll still continue for another 10 minutes. I hope that's fine. And we'll at least take up physics to be discussed today, right? Now, so to discuss physics, we have Sujanan sir here with us. Right? Sujanand sir has been a school teacher at ICSE boards, right, for a very long time, and he's also involved in the paper correction for ICSE. And so I'm sure he will be able to help us a lot in terms of understanding how is the papers correct, how are the papers corrected. Yeah. So I'll pass it on to Sujanand sir now. Sujanand sir will take us through the physics part. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Let us just wait for him to talk to us. Yes, Sujanand sir, you're the host now.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Nikhil sir, you'll have to stop sharing your screen, please. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, good evening, students. See, the teachers have already given me the information regarding the analysis given or posted on the ICSE website. So you can go to that, but based on my teaching as well as the paper correction experience, let me just summarize where the mistakes that children do. See, this is a 4-point analysis, okay? Even if you go through different years paper, you'll get the same thing, which I'm going to say. So please make sure uh, you hear these things very carefully, and you will able to understand and things you will be able to know that what you should not do in the examination and what are the places where most of the students make mistakes. मतलब बेसिकली हमारा एनालिसिस जो मेरा एनालिसिस है ये इतने साल का एक्सपीरियंस इज बीन मोर देन अ डेकेड कि वो बच्चे कहाँ पर मिस्टेक करते हैं, तो वो 4 पॉइंट्स के बारे में बता रहा हूँ। कंपैरेटिव में चैप्टर वाइज भी बता दूंगा कि कहाँ पर ये होता है सबसे ज्यादा, ठीक है, और क्या करना चाहिए उसको। लेट्स स्टार्ट द फर्स्ट पॉइंट चिल्ड्रन is the keyword. See, the common mistake that children do as an ICSE student, meaning that they do not by heart. They think, okay, they know it, and they can just go and write. Okay, that is true for most of the time, but certainly not in keywords as far as definitions are concerned. For example, let me give a simple thing. A question is asked, how is critical angle related to temperature? So what children do? So as the temperature increases, critical angle increases. That's an incomplete answer. So they are asking a relationship, the word relation. So directly proportional, or inversely proportional things need to be mentioned. This is an example of keyword, right? See, to understand, to tell you in simple what to do for these things, to avoid these things. See, students, in our textbook, whether you're saying Selena or the textbook, in other textbook, it has been given in italic, given in blocks. Hello, am I audible? Hello, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, you're audible.
Okay.
You're audible. In between, your voice is cracking.
Yeah, I saw that there's some internet connection problem. Okay, I hope I'm audible right now. Okay, now the thing is that students, the boxes need to be by-hearted word to word. So usually I don't say, okay, do not do that, but these boxes need to be by-hearted word to word. And whenever they ask a relation or whenever they ask a comparison, two things. Comparison means you need to take a ratio for numericals. As far as relation they concerned, use the term directly proportional or indirectly proportional. It should be mentioned there. Also, the factors which are given various things. For example, focal length depend upon whatever the factors, then the critical angle, and so other factors are given. For internal resistance, there are factors given. So whatever factors are given, you need to learn them as well as the boxing. This is the part of the physics which you need to by heart. Most of the physics paper there is nothing but application, but these are the factors you need to by heart. Okay, that's first is keyword. The second mistake that children most make is diagram. Now diagram is very common to make mistake. Now you may ask what kind of mistake maximum children do is the arrow marking. You may not consider sir arrow नहीं डाला तो इतना बड़ा क्या हो गया? बच्चों arrow नहीं डाला तो marks नहीं है. बस simple है. Say in physics we do not have 1 mark, 1.5 mark, then 2 mark and something like that. No, either 1, either 2, or either 0. So if there's a 2 mark question, there are only 3 options: 0, 1, and 2. There's nothing 1.5 or half. No option, nothing. So no arrow mark, directly 1 mark less. It's the most common mistake that people do. And also in diagrams, read the question properly, especially the ones related to lenses and so on. For example, sometimes they may ask, usually for example, in earlier example, they used to ask 3 rays and so on. Now the important thing is in total internal reflection, the common mistake that children make, they draw the arrow. Okay, that's correct. They forget to draw the normal, and most of the time they do not write the angles. So diagram is another place where people and good students lose mark. I'm not saying that okay, weak students are losing mark and good students lose mark. Most people who are scoring above 70, they come to below 70 just because of silly mistakes. So diagrams is another thing which you need to take into account. And whenever you draw a diagram, please make sure you practice diagram at first. Okay. And also then there are other things like completing the diagram. For example, they may give you a diagram which you are asked to complete. This type of question usually comes in a what is a total internal reflection kind of examples. So whenever they give you a diagram, say it is now or not, they are not asking you to draw the diagram as they are given you. As they given you much वही size का बनाना है, वही रे वैसे नहीं. They are asking you the concept to make sure. तो आप जब वो ड्रॉ करोगे तो बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा भी मत बना, तो कभी-कभी दिखाई भी नहीं देता है कि आप बना क्या रहे हो. और बहुत छोटा भी बनाना और एंगल मेंशन करना जरूरी है जब भी टोटल इंटरनल रिफ्लेक्शन के डायग्राम्स आएंगे तब. ओके, एरो मार्किंग कंपलसरी है. बाकी वैसे कोई हमारे डायग्राम होते नहीं है. दूसरे सबसे ज्यादा मिस्टेक्स होने वाले डायग्राम है. For example, बच्चों, अगर if they are asking you, for example, there are many sums in current electricity where they are asking you to draw the diagram. The common mistakes children make, they do not draw key. One mistake. Okay, in a diagram they do not draw. So we may ignore for a certain time, but sometimes the lines of positive, negative are of the same size. Common mistake. Now understand this, you lose that mark because, for example, if there's a 4 marks in your problem, they give you okay 2 resistors connected in parallel so and so with a battery of voltage so and so, draw the arrangement and then find and so on. So that these problems have diagrams for 1 mark, and then you have the solution. So sometimes it happens so the the child has got the correct answer, but he lost the 1 mark because he did not draw the diagram properly. Okay, so diagrams in common mistakes in current electricity are battery size, then EMF. Now, children, I have seen that most of the students, rarely they ask EMF diagram, but whenever they ask, I have find many of them making a mistake. Now, you may ask, what's the silly mistake? They forget to mention the smaller resistance, which is called the internal resistance. So they do not mention it. Next, even if they draw the internal resistance, if you look in the textbook, they have specifically mentioned that whenever EMF diagram is given, there should be a dotted line, a box covering it. I have seen that more than 50% of the students forget to do that. So there's another problem with that. So whenever you go through a diagram, the common mistakes are, as I told you, arrow marking, next angles. In current electricity, the problem is the direction of current. Still, people do make mistake. I don't know why. In direction of current, battery size, and EMF diagram. Make sure you go through them. Okay. The next big problem that I've seen in children is units and notation. With respect to, I've seen students getting 79 because of just a unit. And you says, how come 1 mark? Well, this is simple. See, student, whenever we have a numerical, for example, if you have a 2 marks in a simple example, work, force into displacement. So W equals to F into S equals to whatever the F unit, F number, then S number, that is 1 mark. So formula, substitution, 1 mark. Then final answer with proper unit, 1 mark. Final answer, no unit, 1 mark. Final answer, what do you say, just the number or the unit is mistaken, unit is wrongly written, then again still 1 mark. So instead of 2 marks, you'll just get 1 mark. Now, what are the common places where students make mistake? I don't know if you realize that, children. See, in a calorimetry chapter, I still see that children writing degree, joule per degree, and so on. Now, degrees Celsius they write. Now, students understand this. We may give you the number in degrees Celsius. Okay, the unit of specific heat or specific heat or heat capacity we may give you in per degree Celsius or in both the cases. But it is for you to make sure whenever you write the final answer, it is for Kelvin, not degree Celsius. It's the most common mistake, and children don't even realize it because in the sum it doesn't matter because there's a difference, and so it doesn't matter. We get the same answer. The number would be same, but majority of the student get this wrong. That in the end, the final answer has degree Celsius in it instead of Kelvin. Majority may have get this thing wrong. So again, this is one of the most common mistake that children do is units. Next, another mistake that children do is mixing up kilowatt and kilowatt hour. See, children in current electricity, the numericals maybe they may be asking, okay, find the energy. See, children, whenever the energy consumption of a particular unit is being given, always find the answer in kilowatt hour. But it happens so they mistake instead of kilowatt hour, they just write kilowatt. Common mistake. I mean, even in that, the K, the small K is not small K, they write capital K, small K. If you look at properly, small kilowatt hour, they do not write H also. There's a common mistake there. So it's the unit of power, and calorimetry is the chapter where students majority make mistakes. Okay. Now, the next is notation. Now, this I've seen in sound chapter. So whenever they are okay, speed is equal to distance upon time. So what do they do? S is equal to D upon T. Now, children, if you look, the notation also matters. See, S here stands for displacement. Hello, just give me a second, children. That's into again a network issue. Hello. Hello, am I audible now, children?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay, okay. So the common mistake that children do is अपना ही कोई भी नोटेशन बना दो. स्पीड बोला है तो एस लिखना है क्यों वी है उसके लिए. तो अगेन एक कॉमन मिस्टेक जो बच्चे करते हैं वो नोटेशन में होता है मुझे कि आप नोटेशन ठीक से नहीं लिख पाते हो या गलत लिख पाते हो. तो आप लोगों को नोटे और एक कॉमन मिस्टेक नोटेशन में जो आता है वो स्मॉल सी और कैपिटल सी जो हीट चैप्टर में आता है, कैलोरीमेट्री में आता है. Another common mistake is small r and capital R for internal resistance and for external resistance. So students, whenever you make use of notation, for example, capital W for work. Okay. So these are the common things that we make mistakes. So notation is the another thing. The last point which I wanted to discuss is missed question. Now you may say, ये analysis में नहीं दिखा हम लोग को. ये एनालिसिस में नहीं दिखा. तो एक्चुअली नहीं दिखेगा क्योंकि जब तक आप लिखोगे नहीं तो एनालिसिस कैसे करेंगे. बच्चों ये एक कॉमन प्रॉब्लम है फिजिक्स में होता है. उसका रीजन क्या है मैं आपको बताऊंगा. इन द सेक्शन 2 we won't be having a single question, okay, just one statement question and 4 marks. No, that won't happen. So what we'll have, we will have, okay, question 1 you need to find this part A, then part B, then part C, then part D, 1 1 1 1 and so 4 marks. Children miss out one of those things. This is what a missed question is. Now you may see, okay, sir, I got the entire paper, I solved everything, but yes, you solved everything right, but you missed solving something. That's a missed question which I have seen that children make a mistake and they lose marks. Now, in this year, children, the chapters which I want you to focus on, see, electromagnetism is not there. Right? The paper will still be of 80 marks, and we see the portion is condensed. So the 2 light chapters and the sound chapter will be having a heavy weightage, followed by calorimetry, and radioactivity. Okay, so mostly dominated by light and sound, our paper will be. See, students, in our physics, there's nothing called a blueprint for so and so chapter, so many marks. There's nothing like that. Our ICSE does not have such things. Okay, it has never followed any such pattern. Sometimes even it has asked 10 marks from this radioactivity when we had the entire portion. Sometimes or 12 to 13 marks also. So there is no such things as. But looking at the portion that we have, okay, looking at the portion that we have, I'm expecting a more application-based question, from light chapter, both the light chapters and the what do you say, the next chapter which I mentioned is the calorimetry. I'm expecting you and sound, sorry, light chapter, sound, then calorimetry and radioactivity. So I prefer studying first three chapters properly, these and the next two. The last being work and energy, you can expect small numericals from work and energy, definitions from work and energy, and small question and answers only. Okay, but major part will be these 5 chapters. I suppose they will take the heavy part of the second section, but the section 1 would be having common questions from all the chapters. Okay, but the section 2 would be dominated by these chapters, especially the first 3 chapters which I mentioned, light and sound. Okay, and current electricity, you can expect numericals, you can expect diagram from current electricity also this time, and also household circuits. So we need to go through the diagrams again. Okay, now let me just show you a small thing. This is the analysis show the topics found difficult by candidates as per the analyst who did the analysis of 2020 paper. Look what they say. Work done by a body in a circular path they could not understand. Again, the starting chapters. Okay, basically people have a problem with understanding uniform circular motion and so on. Diagram of refraction from denser to rarer medium. Again, simple things. Bending away from the normal towards the normal. Completing the pathway to 30, 60, 90%. Look here. Again, the same problem. The diagrams. Refraction through any refracted medium when opposite parallel and when they are not parallel. Again, this is a diagrammatic diagram of numerical based on light using sign convention. Why sign convention? They write anything. There's a problem. Plus, plus, minus. This time we need not worry about them. Graphs on calorimetry. Now, again, this is a big problem that the graphs in calorimetry, the time and the degrees Celsius are not mentioned properly. Neither they understand which heating and because sometimes they may ask you to draw a diagram given on their own data also. Numerical based on heat, as I told you, majority of the problems will be for mixtures, and then the problem would be of units. Even the people, even if they get the proper, they mess up with the units. Next, numerical problem based on electricity. I suppose I know this majority students have a problem with those EMF problems and so on, and also drawing the diagram for parallel and series, and completing the nuclear reaction in the reverse order. For this is for the radioactivity chapter. So this is the things that they in the analysis they found it difficult. Okay, so according to, as I told you, first I'll go through the blue boxes as well as the factors. Next, make sure you, as I told you, from a heat chapter proper units. Okay, most of the time students making those chapter. And next is, while going through the diagram, make sure you practice the diagram at home at first. Any other question you wanted to ask, children? Okay, let me see the chat box now. Just a minute. Okay, I got a question from Nandini. Okay, I got a question from Nandini. So in the question, instead of lens, they draw a dotted line. Then even in the answer, we have to draw the dotted line or lens. See, it's not an issue whether if you are drawing a dotted line or a complete line. But whenever you draw a line, make sure you mention it at the top, whether it is a convex lens or whatever, convex or concave lens. You need to mention it. Okay, in the question is there, if they have given, and if you draw the same, no issue with it. Okay. Next, what is the meaning of fissionable radioactive isotope? See, beta, any radioactive isotopes which is used. I suppose today we will not be discussing this question. I'll be more of discussing the paper pattern on how to write it. But still, it's the same: thorium, plutonium, uranium are all fissionable radioactive isotopes. Next question: how are mistakes in battery size in diagrams? Okay, battery size in diagram. See, the problem is the plus sign and a minus sign. There should be plus sign should be bigger, minus sign should be smaller. Sometimes in a hurry they make a same size. Common mistake. Okay, that looks like a capacitor rather than a battery. That's a mistake. Okay. No machine can be 100% efficient, beta. Whoever is asking this. Okay. What type of next is, just give me a second, just let me just go through. Better in spectrum, hello, in spectrum you better go through the common characteristics, then ultraviolet, visible light, and infrared, and the uses. Okay, you go through them. Beta, it is not the plus line diagram. The line for the positive which you draw should be bigger than the negative one. That's the mistake. It's not the plus sign. The line which you draw for plus should be bigger. Circuit should be drawn with pencil, of course. Any other question? Look, children, about the paper writing further regarding the questions, type of questions, and so on, we will have another discussion. Today, I just gave you the common mistakes that children do while writing paper. To avoid that, make sure whenever you write, complete the paper to avoid the missed out question. Please go through the paper again before completing it. Units, always make sure you have this thing in your mind that whenever you look at the chapters related to calorimetry, you are mentioning proper units there. So whenever calorimetry chapter or numerical come, you need to remember, okay, I need to recheck again for the proper units and so on. Diagrams with the with the proper rays have been mentioned, whether angles are to be mentioned, and so on. And if you're drawing a line, whether I have mentioned whether it is or a concave line, that too. Okay. There's no such thing as important thing or no important diagram or nothing. Like as I told you, looking at the syllabus that we have, I just told you what will be the crux of the our paper. But more than that, I can't tell you whether this is important, that is important. Nothing. Syllabus has been already discussed in the class, children. Do not ask me question related to syllabus. Okay. It's already 9, so we can have that discussion while we take another thing. Okay, type of numerical and so on. We can discuss some other time also. Okay, but I would request you to please at least go through that in a paper, solved paper of 2020. It will really help you regarding to understanding what common mistakes which you do apart from this which I told you. Okay. Hello, sir. Chirag, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Anything else? Because there are other basic normal questions.
Yeah, correct. So, like sir said, it's already 9 o'clock. Fine. I do understand that we're too late in the day. Right. We tried to touch upon as much as we could, but I'm sure we want to know more. Do we know more? Do we want to know more, guys? Do you want to know more such information with other subjects as well, especially something like mathematics, English, Hindi? Yeah. I'm sure you want to know about all of it as well, right? Yes, superb. Kya baat hai. Prompt reply is amazing. So what we'll do is we'll have this session tomorrow. Yeah. How about morning 10 o'clock? So tomorrow morning 10 o'clock we'll start again. Same ID, same password. We'll continue tomorrow morning 10 o'clock, beginning with all the other subjects or continuing with all the other subjects. right? Make sure that you connect on time. We will start at 10 o'clock tomorrow again. Yeah, I hope all the subjects that we've tried to cover today, we did give information that was really valuable. Yeah. All right. So that's about it, my dear friends. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, I will share the recording as soon as we finished for tomorrow's session as well. Yeah. Thank you so much once again, everybody. Please take care of yourselves. Very good night. Take care. Thank you so much, Uzman sir.